at that sheen that it gives. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. Hi you guys, welcome back to the Clean Beauty Code. I'm so excited for this video because we're doing a full face of new makeup, and I have discovered something that I'm like truly obsessed with, and I'm so excited to share it with you guys. This is the makeup look that we created today. What do you guys think? You have to let me know down below what you think of the finish, all of that, because one of these products is just blown me away beyond anything. So I would love to know, before you kind of see me apply it, what you kind of think of how the skin is looking and all of that. Let me know. And yeah, I just kind of want to jump into this video and get started. I would love to know down below what products you want me to review, what types of videos you want to see. I see a lot of people asking for like honeymoon kind of makeup looks, and also kind of wedding makeup looks, not necessarily like bridal, but like wedding makeup looks that last long, and vacation-y, honeymoony makeup looks. So I'm definitely going to be doing that for you guys, but I would love to know down below what else it is that you are wanting to see. And yeah, let's just jump into this video and get started. So if you're excited for this video and more videos like this, then please like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into this full face of new makeup. New makeup, let's get into it. I just put my hair up because she's trying me today, you guys. I've been trying out this like a bunch of new hair stuff, and in the most positive way. It's making my hair, all of the products are making my hair so freaking soft. But you know when your hair is really soft and it just fluffs everywhere and it just feels like it's just all over the place because it's so soft? I don't know how to explain it. That's what's happening right now, and I can't be bothered today. Anyways, I digress. Let's get into the video. New makeup. So first things first, we have a new brow product, and I was really excited to see this brow product kind of launch. And this is from Victoria Beckham Beauty. And the second I saw this, I ran, because the way that it kind of described itself, it was kind of like more of a feathery brow, but not feathery where it looks like electric shock. I know that like people love that like kind of brow. It's not for me personally, but it does look great on so many people. But I like, when I saw the pictures and all of that, kind of gave me like laminated brow vibes. So I got the clear shade. They have tinted shades as well. So if you're a tinted brow gel person, they got you. But I needed to try the clear because you know how I love a clear brow gel. Now the full name is it feathery? The writing, the one complaint I have about Victoria Beckham Beauty packaging is on the white kind of packaging. The writing is gold, and like I can't see because apparently my vision is just flying away from me. This is the Feather Fix Liquid Lifting Brow Gel, and I was so excited. So let's get into it. So this is what it looks like. The actual wand it's a plastic wand, and it's very small, but not so tiny, where you know when it's like not itty bitty, but it is kind of a smaller brow like brush. And I was intrigued by that because I feel like a lot of the time you have more of the traditional style wands, and this one is a plastic, in my opinion, less traditional in style. And my brows are looking crazy today. So what I will say about this is I do feel like, I'm not cleaning off the wand today, but I do feel like the wand can have a lot of product on it. So just beware. And it's mainly at the tip that I feel like right here that gets a lot of product in it. So just beware of that. But the hold is crazy good. I actually am wildly impressed by the hold. And the way it dries down is it doesn't dry down super shiny or anything, but it doesn't dry down matte, and I like in a matte finish. And I know some people really prefer a matte finish brow gel. For me, I don't prefer that. I kind of prefer something that has not like super shiny, but more of a kind of natural with maybe a little bit of a sheen to it. And by sheen, I mean just a little bit of a gloss, just to make, I don't know, it look more natural, at least in my opinion. Because when it's super matte, to me, it doesn't look as natural. And then you kind of let it dry. So this one dries for me relatively quickly. So, oh my gosh, my phone's going crazy. I hope you can hear that. So for me, it dries down relatively quickly. I give it about 30 seconds to a minute before I go on with a brow pencil. So that's what we're going to do today. But I really, really enjoy the way that this kind of dries down relatively fast, and I don't have to, sometimes with gels, like a true brow gel that isn't like a pomade or something like that, it takes a little bit to dry down. This one, it really doesn't take super long. I can just kind of wait a second and then kind of fill it in with a brow pencil, which I really, really like. The hold is so good, you guys. I actually like didn't think it was gonna be that good because it kind of described itself as more of like a feathery style. And for me, sometimes stuff that is more feathery, that isn't like super glue style, where, you know, sometimes people have the brow like hairs that kind of look like they're gelled down. This to me didn't really give that vibe. So I was like, oh, maybe it won't last that long, but it does last really long. And by the end of the day, I am needing to kind of take something and make sure I'm wiping through my brows to get all the product off. Holds all day, wears really nicely. I really enjoy the finish, and I really like the way that it dries down. So right now it's dry and I'm good to go, and I'm really happy with that. And that's just amazing. I like the quickness at which it dries down. Now we're going to move on to filling in the brows. I'm going to fill it in with the Victoria Beckham Beauty Brow Pencil because I thought, let's do the sisters together. So I wear the shade dark brown in this. Let me just double check that I'm correct in that. Yes, I wear the shade dark brown. It comes with a spoolie on one end, and then this side is the pencil side. And the pencil side is small. It's not like super, super pinpointy, but it's still pinpointy. It's just not really like sharp, if that makes sense. And I really enjoy this pencil. I do think it is expensive for what you're getting, for how much product you're getting. I believe it's $34. I think the Westman Atelier one is $38, but you get so much product in that. For me, that one's worth the money because that lasted me a year. Whereas this one, I won't last me a year, but it is a beautiful brow pencil. So we're going to fill in our brows really quickly. Brows are filled. I really like that brow pencil. And then I'm going to take the spoolie on the end and just go over the ends of the brows hairs really quickly. So it's not quite as stark, and it kind of fades and kind of like ombres out, if that makes sense. Just the ends. Now we're going to move on to complexion. I was so excited to get my hands on this just in time for vacation. This is a new tinted sunscreen, and this is from the brand Naked Sundays. And I was so excited to try this out. It just looked so beautiful. I got the shade bronze in this, and they have a bunch of shades. I actually just saw that they're going to be available at Ulta really soon, which made me really excited because it just makes it so much more accessible to be able to go and get it at Ulta. However, I think it might only be online. I might be wrong. Hopefully this will be available at Ulta by the time this video goes up. So this is an SPF of 50. Wait, am I making that up? No, I'm not. It's an SPF of 50. It's a broad spectrum SPF, which is great. And the shade bronze is a really, really good shade for my complexion. And I think a lot of different complexions can get this kind of shade to work. They have a bunch of shades. They even have a blush now I was seeing, which I gotta get my hands on that because that looks amazing. But we're gonna apply this, and I'm pretty happy. Look at that's a pretty good shade match for an like a tinted SPF. And then they have other shades as well. I believe they have ones that are more luminous. They have one that's lighter than this. I do hope they expand to get shades that are darker because, like, what are we doing? But so far, they recently did expand their shades a little bit, so I hope they keep doing that. But I really like the way that this blends out and wears on the face. We are blended. What do you guys think? I just love this formula. And I'm going to say something that I feel like it's going to sound crazy. Bear with me for a second. This might be my favorite tinted sunscreen that I have. Okay, maybe tied with the Tower 28 one, but this might be one of my favorite tinted sunscreens that I've ever tried. And that feels crazy. I really hope they expand the shade range just because get more shades, but this is so beautiful. It sits on the skin beautifully. It melts just into your skin, and it doesn't look like makeup on the face. It really, really helps with the sun. Like, when I've been wearing this exclusively alone and then layering it with other sunscreens as well, just to kind of see how it plays. It plays really well with other sunscreens, which is nice, but wearing it alone, I don't feel like I'm getting a tan or anything like that, which I have been loving. It gives such a beautiful, flawless finish to the face without feeling like it's too illuminating, it's not, I feel like there's just, what I'm trying to say is I feel like there's going to be so many different types of people who love this formula because it doesn't get too dewy. It doesn't, by the end of the day, I'm not feeling like I'm looking like a grease pot. I do get a little bit dewy in my T-zone by the end of the day, but I have combo skin, but it's not so much where I'm feeling like I look wet, if that makes sense. I mean, just look at the finish. It's just beautiful. And I will put this on top of a face cream. Not one with any like sheen to it or anything, but so that you can really see the finish, but it is beautiful. I'm such a big fan, and I hope they expand the shade range, but they have a lot of shade options, ones that are more of a sheen as opposed to something that's tinted. They have, again, the blush. They have one that's a little bit more pearlescent. They have a lot of options, but I really like it, and I feel like a lot of you would really like this. And an SPF of 50, like a broad spectrum SPF of 50 mineral sunscreen, sign me up. Especially, I'm going on vacation soon. I thought I was going to pack a different tinted sunscreen. This is the one that I'm going to be packing, because this one, just out of everything, is the most chef's kiss. Anyways, I digress. Now let's go on to concealer really quick. I'm going to do a little bit of the Kulfi concealer under my eyes. And then I'm going to blend it out with this brush today. This is from Hourglass. I really like this one. And we're just going to do a little blending. Now I'm going to go on with a quick kind of bronzer contour product. I'm going to go on with the Westman Atelier contour stick in the shade Truffle. I'm just going to put a little bit on the back of my hand, and then just apply it with this brush here. I love this for applying bronzer. Even just concealer, this side is great for concealer, in my opinion. I love this for foundation. I love this for blush. This is just a good all-around brush. And I'm going to just apply with that. I'm going to take whatever's left on the back of my hand and just pull it down the sides of my nose. Now, before we go on with a new blush, I want to go on with that same product that I just used as my bronzer. And I just want to put it on my lid and on my lower lash line to just create more cohesion in the look. Now we're going to move on to our new blush, and people have been losing their minds over this online, and this is the Kosas blush. The name is Blush is Life. So cute. And I got the shade Hype, and this is just such a pretty shade. This to me is just, of all of them, looked like it was pinky enough, but not too pinky. And I'm going to actually use this brush here. This is just like a duo fiber brush that I got online, and I really like the way that this applies blush. So I applied some to the brush. I'm gonna take some of it off because I have made a mistake with this before. When I first day using this, I applied way too much. So we're gonna go with a light hand. Look at how pretty this is already. Oh, look at that. And we're lightly applying because this is very pigmented, and I don't want to look too crazy. I feel like this gets away from me quick. Blush gets away from me quick all the time. I feel like I'm not the only one. So I'm going to blend out the edges when I'm done, but I'm going to move on to the next side. Then I'm going to take what's left on this brush and just put it on the tip of my nose. We are blushed up. What do you guys think? Look at that sheen that it gives. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. Without highlight, that's so nice. I love a blush with the sheen. I mean, if you've been on this channel before, you know I love a blush with a little bit of sheen, because this is the area that I like to have more kind of that youthful, like dewy, just beautiful, like, look at that. Look at that youthful cheek. the most youthful. Like, just looks, I love it. I don't know. I'm such a big fan of this blush. And I will say I love it on top of other blushes as well, whether it's powder or whether it's a cream or a liquid or something like that. I really like layering it on top of other blushes, and almost using it as kind of an extra layer, but also just a blush topper. I don't know. I really, really enjoy this blush, and this shade specifically for me screams spring, which is why I got it, because I feel like a lot of the time finding a spring shade for my complexion is tough, and this just everything. I really enjoy the way that it wears. It wears really nicely throughout the day, and it really reminds me a lot of the Kosas bronzer in its formulation and longevity, the way that it like kind of sits on the face and kind of it just melts away. It doesn't look like, when I get close to a humbling mirror, let's grab this one actually so that we can, it doesn't look like you're wearing powder on the face, which is really nice. I mean, of course, if you over apply anything, it's gonna look like it's there, but I really enjoy this. Now that we have this open, actually, we're gonna go on with a little bit of this shade here. This is the Rowan Beauty eyeshadow palette in the shade Gold Lust. And I'm gonna take this shade here and just in the middle apply it. And then we're gonna take this shade here, which is the lightest shade, and just right in the corner of the eye, apply a little bit of that. Do you guys like an inner corner highlight? I just love it. Now I'm going to go on with the Victoria Beckham Beauty mascara really quick. This is their new one. They have one that's in a black packaging that is also really nice. I prefer this one. It just gives my lashes more volume and kind of va-va-voom vibes. And then we're going to move on to the new lip products that we have today. Now we're going to move on to one of our new lip products, and this is from Ilia. This is their new kind of lip crayon, and I got the shade Gala in this, which is, I thought would be really, really pretty. So we're going to apply this all over the lips. Lip colors applied. What do you guys think? It is pulling a little bit more intense in the monitor, I can see, than it is in person. So I wonder if hopefully I can like write that so you can kind of see what it really looks like. But it is, I do feel like it kind of right now when I'm looking in this mirror is kind of looking more like this, as opposed to, it's a little bit brighter kind of pulling in the monitor. However, I really like this. This has more of like a soft matte finish, which I love. If I have to go with a matte, I like a soft matte. I do not like a full matte. My Sahara lips can't handle it. I find that it doesn't dry out my lips. So normally when I'm wearing a matte product, generally, unless it's a soft matte, but like a matte product, even sometimes some soft mattes, my lips feel dry within an hour. For me, I don't find that my lips feel dry within an hour wearing this, which is really, really nice. What I really like about this is it doesn't enhance my lip lines, because I do have, I call it wrinkly lips. It's just what natural lips look like for the most part. I mean, some people are blessed to have really smooth lips naturally, which I'm jealous of you, because sometimes having wrinkly lips can feel, I don't know, wrinkly. I don't know how to explain it, but I really like the way that it almost like smooths over and it almost blurs, whereas some matte lipsticks really enhance, and this doesn't do that. I like the way that it wears. I like to wear it without a gloss on top, and I'm fine. In general, I just like to wear a gloss on top because I like the feeling of super like, you know, glossy lips. I just, when I rub my lips together, but I really, really enjoy the way that this wears. It lasts really long because of the soft matte finish. Again, doesn't enhance my kind of wrinkly, I don't even know if it's called wrinkly. I just call it wrinkly, my kind of lip lines that I have like in my lip. And I don't feel like it dries my lips out, which is really impressive. Because even for how long I've had this, normally when I wear something that has a more of a matte finish, normally by then my lips are all, I can already feel them feeling tight. This doesn't do that. Again, I just prefer to wear a lip product on top, but if you're the type of person that likes more of a matte lip, but you find them super drying, this is a nice option. I really enjoy this. This is one that I'm definitely going to wear in fall a lot, like kind of transitioning into fall, because it just feels like that kind of transition shade for me. And now we're gonna go on with a new lip product. This is from In Beauty Project. They actually sent me this. This is one of their new kind of SPF lip, like tinted lip balms. And I love a tinted lip balm. And this is the shade Rose, I believe. Oh, it's the shade Pink. I'm just making stuff up. And I really enjoy the way that this wears. This has I like the combo of these two together. So it's still, the color is still the same, but a little bit more toned down at least in person right now. It is really comfortable wear. So I'm going to put this on the back of my hand so you can see. So again, this is the shade Pink. And it's really, really pretty. Alone, it's beautiful. This is a shade that I like to layer on top of more kind of standout shades, especially browns, because the pink and the brown just kind of combines to make the perfect shade. But I really like this. It's super hydrating. Again, it's an SPF of 30. Oh, wait, did I make that up? No. It's an SPF of 30, and they have a couple of shade options, but this is really nice. What I like about this, and I feel like I gotta say this, for a lip product that has SPF, it doesn't smell like SPF, it doesn't taste like SPF, and that to me is a win, because sometimes you get SPF lip products and they taste like SPF and they have a really strong scent of SPF when you first apply it. This one doesn't have that, and the scent on this, I would say, is really nothing. Oh, it just got on my nose. Is really nothing. To me, I cannot smell anything at all. Maybe like a very light tinge of sweetness, just a little bit, but it's so barely noticeable. I really enjoy this, and this is also coming with me on vacation, because you cannot have enough SPF on your lips when you're going to be in the sun, because anyone that's had a lip sunburn or a lip irritation, I have not gotten a full sunburn on my lips, but I have gotten my lips super, super irritated from not wearing SPF in the sun. And I will never do that again, because they get all chappy and angry, and they have it's not worth it. An SPF on your lips is really ideal, because the skin is also so thin. And I don't know, the last time that happened to me, which was, I still remember it, and it was probably about 8 years ago, and I'm refusing for it to happen again. So getting an SPF on your lips is ideal, and this is really pretty. And I feel like for vacation, that shade of pink, the shade of pink is just perfect. I just really like the way this makeup is coming out today. What do you guys think? Lips, eyes, everything. Well, eyes, nothing new, but brows, face. I mean, look at this finish. It is just so gorgeous. If I had to pick one standout product, one that I feel like overall I'm recommending, it's going to be the Naked Sundays Cabana Glow Sunscreen, Mineral Sunscreen. This is so good. SPF of 50, Mineral Sunscreen, broad spectrum. This is one that for me, I actually can't believe. Look at the finish of my face. Look at this finish. I have oily T-zone. I am in studio lights, and this is doing just incredible things, and it protects my skin. I don't know. I am just so obsessed with this product. I cannot wait to grab the blush, and especially now that it's Ulta, it just makes it easier. I believe it's only on Ulta online though. I could be wrong, but either way, I'm going to be grabbing it because I'm just so obsessed with this, and I feel like I gotta try the other ones. I gotta try a couple of their other products. I would love to know down below though, if you have tried these products, what are your thoughts? If you haven't, do you think you're gonna grab any of these? Yeah, that's it for this full face of new makeup. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.